Hello guys, welcome to this channel. In this video we will talk about what are the major differences between common goods, public goods and free goods. These are very confusing topics, and in this often people confuse about what are free goods, uh, because some people think that only the government made goods are public goods, but it is not right in every case. There are exceptions to that. So in this video we will talk all of these confusions. So one thing I will say, to understand the difference between all three, one has to memorize one good for each topic. Free good, one should always relate this free good with air, common good with fishing pond, public good to street light or defense. It will make very easy, it will make things very easier to understand. And now let's talk about free goods. So if we are talking about free goods, so we have taken the example of air. So air is free goods. So how we can validate that air is free good or not? We have to check various parameters for that. It is very confusing topic, so one has to check these all parameters. There are 4 parameters to check whether the good is free good or common good or public good. If we are doing that, we will not arrive at wrong choice. We will never do mistake in exams. It Your answer will always be correct. I can make sure for that. So let's take free good as air. Now the first parameter is free or paid. It is whether free or paid. The air we breathe, it is almost always free, because wherever we go it is free. No one takes charge of that. God never take charge or tax on air. So we can breathe as much air as we want. So it is free. And can anyone be excluded from using? No, no one will be excluded. Anyone can breathe. Rivalry and consumption. There is rivalry. No, there is no rivalry. Anyone can consume it. And what opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is no. What is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is if someone is making a product, and that means a capital is utilized to make that product. Now that capital can be utilized to make some other product too, and if that is the case, that means it involves opportunity cost. But in case of air, no opportunity cost is involved. So one should remember these parameters. Whether free, it should be free, or whether excluding anyone, so it is no. Rivalry in consumption, no. Opportunity cost, no. So no, no, no and free, that means our good is free good. Now these parameters can be applied to any of the product. Any product we can take, and we can understand whether the good is free good or not. And if any of the parameter occurs opposite, in case of no, any parameter is yes, that means it is not a free good. That is how we have to understand all this. So there are not many difficult things, only free. We have to check for free, or whether anyone excluding, or rivalry or opportunity cost is there or not. So now let's talk about common goods. I have said that common goods we can take grazing land. We know what is grazing land, it was in thumbnail. So grazing land where cows and goats, they are for grazing. Now check the parameters. Free or paid? It is free. It is grazing land, it will be free. uh, can anyone excluded from using? No. And because it is very a natural thing, and it is free for everyone. Anyone can go there, and uh, anyone can go there with their cows and grazing land. This can happen. Rivalry in consumption. There is rivalry in consumption, yes, because if one has 100 goats and they are grazing there, there is very chance that grass will be exhausted. There can be condition for other people, they cannot utilize this grass, because already graced by the 100 goats. So there is rivalry in consumption. And even for if we are taking fish pond, there is rivalry in consumption, because one can extract all the fish, and other guy after that, if he comes late, he cannot extract all these fishes. There is so some kind of rivalry in consumption. There is opportunity cost. No, there is no opportunity cost. It is natural land, grazing land, so anyone can go there, and there is no opportunity cost. Public goods, now it is very important. It is asked in many exams in UPSC, SSC. So we have to check all these parameters. So free or paid, it should be free. That option should be free. It is always free. Public goods are free, and if they are paid, they are not public goods. For example, I am taking example of electricity. Whether sorry, whether electricity is public good or not. Now we have to pay for the electricity. Now that means electricity is not public goods. Pub- yeah, public good. And if you are talking about a public park, so we don't have to pay for public park. So it is free. Whether now, so it is free, so that can be categorized as public good. Now we have to check all other parameters too. So in the public good, we have to take street light. That is most common, and by that we can easily understand this public good. Can anyone be excluded from using? No, no one will be excluded, because public light, street light, anyone can utilize. On highway there are public lights, so everyone is using these public lights, so no one is excluded. Rivalry in consumption, usually no, because anyone can use public lights. uh, yeah, so it is usually no. And most of the time it is no. Opportunity cost, yes, this is where opportunity cost is involved in. Yes, government, yes, sorry, yes, government could have used that to develop a new portal with fancy name. Uh, so with that capital that is used to make street light, with that same capital, if not making the street light, government could have used for other purpose, for any portal or any scheme. So that means opportunity cost is involved. So that is uh, for this topic. And these parameters should be like this to these all parameters should be same to categorize any good as a public good or common good or free good. Now we will do some questions. uh, so in the one thing is missing: tragedy of commons. In common good, fishing pond, fishing or grazing land, there is a rivalry in consumption. Where one farmer grazes sheep, that means less grass for the next farmer. Now, too many farmers and sheep's grassland cannot replenish. No one. Negative externality: grasshoppers, snakes. They will deprive of the food, because grasshopper they usually eat uh, grasses, insects. So tax, so there should be tax on grazing right in order to uh, save this her in order to save these people from rivalry. So I think you got the idea. So these are common goods. So what is meant by public good? Uh, there are four options: a commodity produced by the government, a commodity whose benefits. These are all. The answer of this question is B. Commodity whose benefits are individually spread among the entire community. I will take all why all other options are not correct. A commodity produced by the government. Every commodity produced by the government is not public good. Like electricity, like medicine, one has to pay for them. Third option: a government scheme that benefits the poor household. So they are to be paid. They are not always free. Like there is any scheme, uh, PM Ujjwala scheme, one has to pay initial amount. So these are not free goods. And public goods, right here it is written that they should be free. So if it is not free, then it is not. Okay, so by that we understood that option 3 should not be correct and only option B is correct. It was asked by UPSC in CDS 2015. Next question is, if a commodity is provided free to public by the government, then it was also asked in CDS. The opportunity cost is zero. No, it is not. Ignored. No. The opportunity cost is transferred from consumers of the product to the tax paying public. So if any good is made free by the public, if any medicine is made free by the public, so that means it should be paid by the tax paying public. And yeah, that is it. C option will be right. Only C option is correct here. Which of the following is not a public good? So here the answer is electricity, because electricity I have already told that it will be paid, so it is not a public good. National defense, it is free. Lighthouse, it is free. Public parks, they are free. So that is for the today, guys.